The rumors around this huge reality controversy have recently exploded, and the internet is ablaze with discussion. There are rumors of a startling altercation in which Ty allegedly attacked Evelyn in a furious altercation, but Evelyn responded with an outrageous disclosure that left fans speechless. Rumor has it that Evelyn did more than just defend herself. She reversed the situation, accusing Ty in front of everyone, connected to an alleged illegitimate kid and a common lover. It's the kind of drama that nobody anticipated. Additionally, the fan base has been rocked by the aftermath. Loyalty, friendships, and even the unspoken facts behind the camera are being questioned by the public. Was the tipping point reached by this attack? Or was it a prelude to a more serious scandal? Was Ty concealing something of her own only to be thrust into the spotlight by Evelyn's shocking revelation? Timelines are currently overflowing with these tales, and opinions are more divergent than ever. The air in the room could have been sliced with a knife, according to fans, because the emotions were that raw. What actually took place that evening? Let's get started. When rumors began to circulate that Evelyn and the Ty had unresolved business, the tension was already high. Every look, every pause, and every moment of tension between the two women was caught on video. Although fans had been feeling uneasy, for weeks nobody could have foreseen how things would turn out. The gloves were obviously off the once Ty's voice rose. Witnesses said the altercation was intense and full of resentment that had been suppressed for too long. Ty suggested the greatest form of treachery when she accused Evelyn of intruding into her personal space. Her remarks were piercing and filled with annoyance, as though years of pent-up anger were being released all at once. Numerous times, fans watched the scene again online, dissecting each phrase and gesture and speculating about what could have caused such an outburst. Known for her fearless and unflinching attitude, Evelyn refused to back down. She waited for her opportunity to retaliate, refusing to back down. She broke the stillness with a bombshell that altered everything when she eventually spoke. Evelyn publicly disclosed that Ty was not the naive party she had portrayed herself as, according to sources. She accused Ty of concealing her own secret, in a calm voice, one that bound them both to a single lover. According to the story, Ty had even given birth to a child as a result of this relationship, a kid who was shielded from the limelight. Everyone observing felt the temperature drop as the air froze. It was not just a personal charge. It was the kind of information that could quickly destroy public perceptions, friendships, and reputations. Disbelief erupted on social media. The fans were stunned at what they heard. Timelines were overflowing with posts, some supporting Evelyn, and others defending Ty. According to one user, Evelyn's remarks were premeditated and intended to degrade Ty as much as possible. Ty's response, according to another, says it all. Her attempts to deflect, her changing body language, and her silence only strengthened the story's plausibility. Both the fan base and the room were split, but Ty didn't remain silent for long. Her voice, shaking with rage, cut through the confusion. She refuted the allegation, claiming Evelyn was making up stories to hide her own behavior. In order to win sympathy and shift the blame, she claimed Evelyn had manipulated the issue and tarnished her personal life. However, Evelyn persisted in demanding proof as Ty said more. This word proof went viral on gossip websites and fan pages. The whole story changed abruptly. How would Ty's credibility be affected if Evelyn actually had proof? According to reports, friends and cast members looked at each other in disbelief. Nobody knew who to trust or where to look. Some were observed muttering to one another, obviously torn between truth and allegiance. Alliances are brittle in reality drama, and this confrontation was demonstrating that more than before. Fans pointed out that even Ty's closest friends and family refrained from defending her, possibly out of concern that they would also be implicated. The main topic of talk shifted to the purported mutual lover. Online users conjectured endlessly about who he was, looking for hints in old pictures, videos, and interviews. By the minute, theories began to circulate, some claiming he had been seen with both ladies at different times. The mystery that surrounded him just fueled the flames, making it much more compelling to watch the drama. The personal stakes for both ladies added to the intensity of this confrontation. Ty had consistently portrayed herself as powerful, self-reliant, and family protective. That image was in danger of being totally destroyed by the charge of concealing an illegitimate child. Admirers who valued her job as a mother, were left wondering if they had really known her in real life. Conversely, Evelyn had frequently been portrayed as contentious and combative. However, she used her words as a weapon in this instance, making everyone reevaluate their perceptions of her. Was she planning a takedown, or was she revealing the truth? When Ty allegedly attempted to physically approach Evelyn, the tension increased. She is acting out of her frustrations. Security moved swiftly to stop her, but the harm had already been done. There was a striking contrast between Ty being restrained and Evelyn calmly repeating her claim. Ty's rage seemed to only support Evelyn's assertions. Fans online proclaimed this to be one of the most memorable instances of reality drama they had ever seen, and the audience was unable to turn away. Numerous quotes from the confrontation have been circulated on various media. Without missing a beat, Evelyn allegedly responded, "Lies? You've been living one? Tell them about the child, Ty. Tell them about the man we both know." The crowd reportedly gasped as Ty yelled, "You think you can drag me down with lies? But everyone knows who you really are." The crowd's dynamics abruptly changed that moment. Cast members were seen on camera attempting to comfort Ty, but she resisted, claiming she didn't need sympathy. However, her tears betrayed her, leaving followers divided between mistrust and sympathy. Evelyn, meanwhile, left a whirlwind of conjecture behind as she left with icy poise. A quintessential reality TV exit. Strong, contentious, and memorable. A dot. There are already rumors circulating around Evelyn's potential release of the alleged proof, she stated. Fans are anxiously anticipating the next reveal as they guess about screenshots, images, and even conversations. Hints were present all along, according to gossip blogs that have already started analyzing previous episodes, interviews, and public appearances. According to one blog, Ty had previously declined to respond to a question concerning her personal life, which may have been a precursor to Evelyn's present charges. Alliances inside the group are already being impacted by the aftermath. While some are publicly appealing for peace and claiming that the rivalry has escalated, others are discreetly separating from Ty. However, the truth is that once a statement like this is made, it cannot be taken back. Supporters say, "The mistrust has already been sown, even if there is never any proof. That uncertainty might do Ty more harm than any tangible proof." According to insiders, producers were taken by surprise, but are now embracing the drama, seeing the potential for such a controversy to garner large numbers. In order to keep spectators interested, every hushed exchange, sidelong glance, and tense moment is stressed. The audience grows increasingly involved as the plot develops, and the distinction between entertainment and real-life repercussions is becoming increasingly hazy. A dot. The room was still stunned by Evelyn's sudden departure. Everywhere you looked, people were whispering, arguing, and attempting to solve the mystery. Others gingerly avoided Kai, who sat with her hands over her face, clearly shaken. Nobody missed the intensity of the moment. Later, viewers of the video characterized it as unpolished and eerie, the sort of reality drama that seemed too real to be staged. Ty's refusal to leave the set added to the complexity of the situation. She sat motionless, as though Evelyn's words had anchored her to the chair. A few courageous co-stars came over to her and urged her to rest, but Ty firmly shook her head. According to reports, she mumbled, "I'm not running from lies." As the cameras continued to shoot, her shaking voice told a different narrative, but the producers chose to let things play out organically. The already complex drama was further complicated by what transpired next. Rather than vanishing, Evelyn reappeared a few moments later, carrying her phone. She teased that she had receipts as she raised it in the air, causing the crowd to gasp. This was the most tense part of the evening, according to fans. Ty instantly objected, yelling that Evelyn was making this whole thing up, with all of her eyes fixed on the glowing screen in her hand. She shouted, "You can't keep dragging my family into this," her voice resonating throughout the space. Evelyn, however, did not recoil. She calmly flipped through her phone, revealing hazy pictures and messages that she said linked them both to the same man. Even though not everyone in the room could see the entire information, the inference was enough. to throw the crowd into disarray. Some cast members covered their mouths in shock as whispers became audible gasps. As soon as videos showing Evelyn clutching her phone started making the rounds, social media went crazy. Within minutes, hashtags went viral as followers demanded to know the truth. Was an illegitimate kid being? Reunion episode, ensuring maximum drama and viewership. The possibility of new evidence left fans on edge, refreshing timelines constantly for any update. While both women battled their reputations, whispers about the alleged lover grew louder. Blogs claimed to have identified him, though no official confirmation had surfaced. Still, the descriptions matched a man known for moving within the same social circles as both women. He was described as charming, elusive, and manipulative. Someone who thrived on attention, but avoided accountability. Rumors swirled that he had relationships with multiple women connected to the cast, making the story even messier. Ty's family also found themselves dragged into the spotlight. Distant relatives were contacted by bloggers eager for a scoop, and one anonymous source claimed to know the truth about the child. While none of these claims could be verified, the fact that her family was being hounded by paparazzi only deepened her stress. Fans described this as heartbreaking, noting that the drama had escalated beyond entertainment into something painfully personal. Meanwhile, castmates began choosing sides. Some publicly supported Ty, emphasizing her vulnerability and suggesting that Evelyn had gone too far. Others defended Evelyn, arguing that she had every right to speak her truth, especially if lies had been told for years. The split created visible tension within the group, leading to explosive on-camera arguments that producers eagerly captured. What was once a story about two women now divided an entire cast, each person's loyalty becoming part of the narrative. During one particularly heated filming session, a fellow cast member confronted Ty, asking point-blank if the child existed. The room fell silent as everyone awaited her response. Ty froze, her eyes darting nervously before insisting that her private life should remain off-limits. Though her refusal was firm, her hesitation did not go unnoticed. Fans immediately dissected the scene online, with many declaring it the moment they stopped believing her denials. As for Evelyn, she began dropping cryptic posts on social media, further fueling curiosity. One photo showed a baby's pacifier with no caption, while another featured a blurry silhouette of a man walking away. The ambiguity drove fans wild, with thousands of comments begging for clarity. Was she hinting at the alleged child? Was she subtly pointing at the lover's identity? Her strategy of saying little but suggesting much proved more effective than any long-winded explanation. The climax of this chapter came when a well-known blogger claimed to have obtained an exclusive voice message allegedly from the shared lover himself. In the clip, a man's voice could be heard apologizing to an unnamed woman, admitting to feeling guilty about a child caught in the middle. While the recording's authenticity was never confirmed, it spread like wildfire across social platforms. Many fans were convinced this was the final nail in Ty's defense. While others argued it could have been fabricated to exploit the drama, the mounting pressure began to show. Ty was seen in public avoiding paparazzi, shielding her face and refusing to answer questions. Evelyn, in contrast, appeared confident, tending events with her head held high and flashing, knowing smiles whenever reporters asked about the feud. The stark contrast between their public images painted Ty as cornered and vulnerable, while Evelyn appeared in control and even victorious. Still cracks began to show in Evelyn's composure. Privately, sources claimed she was overwhelmed by the constant attention and backlash. While many praised her for exposing the truth, others criticized her for crossing boundaries and weaponizing personal pain. The duality of public opinion weighed heavily, leaving her questioning if she had gone too far. The drama reached yet another boiling point when producers announced that both women would be seated next to each other for an upcoming group dinner. On camera, fans immediately predicted fireworks, and their instincts proved right. As the women entered the room, tension was palpable. Every conversation felt forced, every laugh hollow. Then, as if on cue, someone brought up the voice message, igniting the fuse once again. Ty's face flushed with anger as she slammed her hand on the table. "You don't know what I've been through," she cried out, her voice shaking. "You sit here, acting like you're exposing the truth, but you're just exploiting pain that doesn't belong to you." Evelyn shot back, her tone icy. Pain belongs to everyone who's been lied to. If you're hiding something, don't blame me for shining a light on it. The room erupted with castmates trying to intervene, but the energy was unstoppable. Tears, shouting, accusations, every emotion spilled out raw and unfiltered. Cameras caught every detail, ensuring the audience would witness the storm exactly as it unfolded. As the confrontation dragged on, the question loomed larger than ever. Was Ty truly guilty of hiding an illegitimate child with their shared lover? Or it was Evelyn orchestrating a narrative to destroy her rival once and for all? No one had clear answers, but one thing was certain. The drama had reached a point of no return, and the fallout would leave scars far beyond the cameras. The table was still buzzing with tension. After Ty's emotional outburst, glasses clinked nervously. Silverware scraped against plates, but no one dared to speak louder than a whisper. The air felt heavy, almost suffocating, as if every cast member knew that the next words exchanged between Ty and Evelyn would set the tone for everything that followed. Producers stayed back wide-eyed, letting the moment unfold naturally, aware that this was television gold. Ty's single quote's breathing was shaky. Her eyes glistening with tears she refused to let fall. She leaned forward, her voice lowered but laced with venom. You don't know the sacrifices I've made. You don't know the choices that were forced on me. Stop pretending like you care about the truth. Only care about tearing me down. The room went silent again. The kind of silence that rings in your ears. Evelyn's lips curled into a slight smug smile, and she leaned back in her chair with calm composure. I don't have to pretend to care, she replied coldly, because the truth speaks louder than any act. I'm not the one hiding. I'm not the one lying to everybody who trusted me. Her tone was calm, but the words cut deep, leaving Ty visibly trembling with anger. One of the other women finally tried to defuse the situation, urging both to drop the subject and move on for the sake of peace, but neither listened. Ty slammed her hand on the table again, startling everyone. You're obsessed with me, she hissed. You want my downfall so bad that you'll create lies and destroy families? What kind of woman does that? Evelyn's smile disappeared. She leaned forward, her voice sharp, her eyes unblinking. No, Ty. The question is, what kind of woman hides a child from the world? What kind of woman pretends to be innocent while knowing she's sharing a man with someone else? That's not strength. That's shame dressed as silence. Gasps filled the room. Even the women who had been silent couldn't hold back their shock. Whispers erupted. Phones were raised under the table to secretly record, and the drama instantly escaped the confines of the dinner and spilled into the outside world. Within hours, clips of the argument spread online, each fan choosing a side, each headline twisting. The story further, the following days became a frenzy. Entertainment outlets published conflicting narratives. Some sided with Ty, painting her as a victim of bullying, while others hailed Evelyn as brave for refusing to let hidden truths remain buried. Paparazzi staked out Ty's home, desperate for a glimpse of her or the alleged child. The man at the center of it all still refused to comment, his silence only deepening the mystery and fueling speculation. Ty pushed to her breaking point, released another live video. This time she wasn't in tears, but seething with rage. She accused Evelyn of fabricating everything, of manipulating the audience, and of weaponizing her pain for attention. This isn't about truth, she said, her voice firm. This is about power, and I won't let her win. The video trended immediately, with fans dissecting every line, some applauding her strength, others pointing out the cracks in her defense. Evelyn responded in her own way, not with words, but with action. She appeared at a public event wearing a necklace with a baby's initials engraved on it. Comma zoomed in. Social media exploded, and fans speculated if the initials belonged to the alleged child. Her refusal to clarify left people desperate for answers. Was it a subtle confession or another layer of manipulation? As the feud intensified, family members of both women began to weigh in. Ty's relatives gave conflicting interviews, some defending her fiercely, insisting she was being unfairly targeted, while others hinted that Evelyn's claims might not be entirely untrue. Evelyn's close friends praised her for her courage, but critics argued that she was exploiting someone else's private life for clout. Every new opinion only deepened the divide, making the truth harder to pin down. The climax came when producers arranged a final sit-down between Ty and Evelyn. Filmed in a closed studio without the rest of the cast was meant to be the moment of resolution, but instead became the most explosive confrontation yet. The two women sat across from each other,